Dear Lord Exodia, I've tried my best, but the skull servants are just so hard to make a pure variant of. Can you give me one thing, one sign, one way of making this work? This card. It actually makes them somewhat decent. Hello everyone, phoenixEye here. Finally back to another episode of my Archetype Pilgrimage, back to seeing what I can do with skull servants. So since last time it has been a while and there actually came a card out that is really good for this deck. It's called Wight Baking. It's such a solid option. Like if you can get this card in the graveyard in any way, you just automatically just set up a good board. Like before you had to do at least multiple shenanigans before you can get a decent Skull King out, but with Wight Baking, as you will see, it just immediately guarantees a pretty chunky Skull King and a Lady in White on the field, and that's just only from the Wight Baking. Besides that, I also decided to change the deck around a little bit more in general. I cut some cards, I added Jack in the Hand. It's a solid way to search level 1 monsters. And of course, most of my big combo pieces are level 1, so it's pretty good card to have in there. But yeah, with that said, I think I finally managed to make a bit of a way in which Skull Servants are actually competent enough to win a few matches, at least in the casual surface of Edo Pro. So I'll roll a few replays and tell me what you think. So what do you think? I mean, yeah, the deck would probably have been stronger than Eldritch Engine, or if I would focus on some weird synchro shenanigans, or focus on some big link things to make. But ultimately, I do think that just purely ending on a board that depends on the Skull Servants and relies on the Skull Servants, boss monsters and such, this is definitely about as good as it's going to get. Because as you could see, like basically I always ended on mainly Skull Servant bosses, so this is probably about as good as a pure Skull Servant deck is going to get. Of course, I probably only showed some of my winning games, but those were like the majority of the ones in the casual server. I think my win rate was like around somewhere between 70 and 80%. So I would say that, especially in comparison to how the deck was before, this is definitely like a good pure Skull Servants variant. So I'm satisfied, and with that I'm going to wrap up this part of the Skull Servant. So I'll see you in the next part where I'll give my final overview on Skull Servants. And with that, have a nice day.